And I'm Ellen, and we're going to talk a little bit about our language.
And we're going to talk in Estonian, so you can hear our language. Eesti keel ei kuulu siis germaani või siis romaani keelkonda, nagu ekslikult arvatakse, et ta kuulub tegelikult siis uurali keelkonda. Uurali keelkonda kuuluvad ka veel lisaks soome keel ja ungari keel, nagu näete kaardilt.
Mõned huvitavad faktid meie keelest. Meie keeles ei ole sugu. Meie keeles on palju vokaale.
Ühe lausele ka. Arvestuseks peame läbima 16 katsepiletit ja vaatama 14 päeva paabulinnu kaadreid.
Meie keeles on palju sõnu, mis edendavad loodushääli ja nagu te olete tähele pannud, kasutame me palju läpitähti, nagu näiteks ä, ö, ü ja ö.
Ja kui te olete turist, siis nüüd ma loen teile ette paar sõna, mis võivad tarvilikud olla. Hi, tere, thank you, aitäh, please, palun, goodbye, head aega, what's your name, mis su nimi on, my name is, mu nimi on.
Siin on siis mõned sõnad või laused, mis me arvasime, et võiksid naljakad olla. Öö, näit, ämber kukkus ümber, a bucket fell down, tihti tähti taevas nähti, stars were often seen in the sky, kuu uurija, one who explores the moon, jää, edge of the ice.
Nii, ja nüüd ma loen teile ette ka siis mõned ilusad või siis koledad sõnad eesti keeles. Räige roimar mõrvas röövleid, and it means a flagrant murderer thieves. Ja eelmine aasta toimus meil Eestis siis kõige ilusama lause valimine ja seekord siis valiti üle oja mäele, läbi oru jõele, what means down the river to mountain, through the dell to river. Thank you.
Aitäh!
Our country is very protective of our property, which is why we secure many of our items from theft. Our country's legal system has proven to be very efficient, and we have seen crime rates to fall radically.
A bit about the history of Estonia. People have lived here for a long time. The first archaeological findings date back to 9,000 years before Christ. The ancient Estonians were tribalistic, and they believed that everything in the world has its own soul. For example, rocks or trees, lakes, you name it. And from this period we have many so-called sacrificial stones that have withstood the test of time. From the 5th century to the 12th century, Estonians were a Viking people. Like many other Baltic nations and Scandinavian nations at the time. For example, Estonian seafarers sacked and burned Sigtuna, which was the capital of Sweden at the time. Estonia was also the start of an important trade route from the Baltic Sea to the Mediterranean Sea. Archaeological finds from that period include for example, coins from the
Byzantium
Empire, or swords from Germany. In the 13th century, Estonia was conquered by crusaders from Germany. Despite numerous uprisings and rebellions against the conquerors, the area of Estonia passed around in the hands of the Germans, Danish, the Swedish, the Polish and the Russians during the next 600 years. Estonia was currently a part of the Russian Empire when in 1918, during the Communist Revolution in the Russian Empire, we finally had the chance to declare our independence. What followed was a 2-year war between the Republic of Estonia and the Soviet Union, which was still being created at the time. Estonia emerged victorious and we were rejoined to Europe. In World War II, Estonia suffered many casualties and was occupied by the Soviet Union for 50 years. In the late 80s, when the Soviet Union was beginning to collapse, something happened that we call the Singing Revolution. This means that Estonians gathered in masses and sang patriotic songs to show their will to become free again. This finally happened in 1991. Now Estonia has been independent for more than 20 years, and we are part of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and the European Union. Valvel! Vabad! Levitud!
Hello, my name is Raimond and I'm going to talk to you about Estonia. Estonia is here. Estonia is in Northeast Europe. Our neighbors are Russia, Finland and Latvia. Despite our small size, we have 1,500 islands and 1,200 lakes. We are never thirsty. There are no mountains in Estonia. The highest place in the country is 318 meter high and it's called Suur Munamägi. Our population is 1.3 million and a whole third of our population lives in a capital city, Tallinn. Still, the whole country is sprinkled with tons of villages and cottages. There are not many completely deserted areas. During longer winters, the snow covers the ground from October to April. It always melts in the spring, though. There are no areas that have permanent snow. The temperature during summer is 15 degrees Celsius on average and -5 degrees Celsius during winters. And this is all about Estonia for now.
Valvel!
Hi, I'm gonna talk to you about one of Estonia's national foods. This is kama. Kama is basically a mixture of finely milled flours, and you mix it with kefir, which is basically sort of like yogurt and curdled milk. It's a little bit different, but it's basically like that. So, and this kefir and milk also is often sold in Estonia in these plastic bags. So what you do is you take this flour mixture and put a couple of teaspoons in the glass. And then you're gonna pour kefir in it, which I need scissors for to open this. So now that I have opened this, I'm gonna pour this kefir into the glass. Now what you want to do is you want to mix the kama flour and kefir until you get sort of a nice mixture. It can take time sometimes. And now that we have our gama mixed here, we can enjoy this national food.
Hi, I'm Henry. My name is Martin, and you're probably wondering what this is, what all this is. Well, I'm gonna talk about it. This here is the popular foods of Estonia, what we consume, what we like, and what's popular here. So I'm gonna start right here. This here. You know what this is? Probably not. That's bread. It's not white, it's bread. As you can observe, it's brown. I'm gonna taste it. Tastes like Estonia. So here we have a little mixture of breads. As you saw, this one is the most basic bread. Here is a little variation of it. It has seeds in it. Really good. And this one, the third, is also a variation of a bread. This bread is not as good, but with butter, it's the best one.
So, you're probably wondering what this is. Well, these are sour cabbages. This is a traditional food of Estonia, also very popular during the holidays, like Christmas, for example. It's basically cabbage gone bad in a controlled environment, and this is heated up and eaten.
Now, that dish is the best one. So basically, as we call it, potato salad. It contains potatoes, mayonnaise, ham, tomatoes, and cucumber. And it's like mixed all together to make the best taste ever. Now that's a good potato salad.
Now, let's have a look at here. This is kohuke. It's basically only sold in Estonia and some other Eastern European countries like Ukraine, Latvia, Lithuania. It's in Russia also. What this is basically, it's a sweet product. It's a dessert. It's quark covered in chocolate. It's like solid yogurt. It's very good.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is this one here. You might think that we poured Coca-Cola or beer in these glasses. That's not correct. In fact, this here is kali. Kali is basically like a non-alcoholic version of beer, but it doesn't taste like beer. You may know in the US about it as root beer, but root beer is nothing like kali because kali has a stronger taste and it's 100 times better. So that's a manly version of root beer. Let's have a sip.
So let's have a look at this. This is marzipan. It's you probably know it's basically made from almonds, mixed up and crushed, and it's a dessert. And as the legend goes, marzipan was invented in Rae Apteek, the oldest pharmacy in Europe, which is located in Tallinn, in the old town of Tallinn. And by the legend, marzipan was invented as an accident. The pharmacist tried to make a medicine, but he made this. And now it's a very popular dessert all around the world.